Hello, this is a bit of a weird video because I don't think I've ever really done something like this, but this is, I guess, similar to like maybe devloggy thing, like just like a general update of what I'm working on. It's super late because I wanted to talk about something in particular before it's too late, but this is a website called Sketchfab. I upload models for free download here, so I've got a lot of the models from my first FNAF Rewritten game here, and also some models I made for school, which are like, you know, if you're curious about what I do outside of my Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, you can see that this is like some cool stuff I do that is a bit higher quality than, you know, the stuff I do for FNAF. So if you're curious about that, you can come here and look at that. But soon, I have like 15 posts here ready to go. And for all of the character models in my Five Nights at Freddy's 2 reimagining, and that is a part of I Am Reese's several day long Pride Month Trevor Project charity streams. The one that's happening tomorrow, or today, at 10 a.m. in California time. I don't know. You just check out the channel, see when it's gonna happen. There's 2 more streams planned for the same charity event, so all the donation goals will carry over. But today, she's going to be doing a huge fan game marathon. Why'd I leave? Let me go back. And one of the games she'll be playing is FNAF Rewritten 87, my FNAF 2 remake. Here are all the goals for the, like all the donation incentives for the goals that they reach in the charity fund. And they're at around 3,000 right now. The first day they got like past 2,000, and it's just been a bit slow since then, so I'm hoping we can try to boost things up starting today as we near the end of the charity event. But for the 4,500 goal, I release all 15 of these models for free download, and then you'll be free to use them for anything as long as you credit me. You can put them on SFM, use them in fan animations, put them in your fan game. It doesn't even have to be related to FNAF Rewritten as long as you like credit that these models came from FNAF Rewritten, or credit me directly saying that it's made by Dottie or Amelia. Either way works. And all 15 of them come with a tiny little lore paragraph that is unique to each post. That includes new stuff that was not covered in the game itself, but gives context for a lot of the stuff that happens and gives a glimpse into what would have been covered in FNAF 3. Talks a little bit about Henry and William's relationship, and you get to learn about the company and what Fredbear's was like. Some cool stuff. Like, I'll show off Freddy as an example, but if you're unfamiliar with Sketchfab, it's like got a complete 3D viewer, so even if you don't want to download the model, you can view it in your browser, move it around, pause and scrub through the animation, and you can see how he's made, see his wireframes, you can just see his base colors, and all sorts of fun stuff. You can move the camera inside to see what their you know, like stomach mechanism looks like, but I'm sure most of you are familiar with what Freddy's is. And then here's Freddy's lore paragraph. I won't show any of the others, but his talks a little bit about the 1983 location that you see the stage of in the beginning of the game. So each of the characters lore things, touches on something a little bit different. The only models here that are not rigged and ready to go are these ones, just because it was kind of a pain in the ass to get them into Sketchfab with their rig for some reason. But these guys have like such limited movements anyway. It might be a good opportunity to learn how to rig if you don't know already, and if you do, it's super easy to get these guys set up. But yeah. And then, you know, just watch the stream. The more people watching the stream, even if you can't donate, it might boost its algorithm, so then someone who can donate does see it. Just realized it shows all my lame recommendations here. I'll probably blur that in editing. But yeah, and she's gonna be joined by all these cool people. A lot of these guys have played FNAF Rewritten before. But yeah, check it out. It's soon, 6 hours. I think FNAF Rewritten 87 is like the 4th game being played. I don't know if this is in order, but a lot of others, like Finest at Candies, Juniors, Joy Creation, Playtime with Percy, lots of very cool fan games. But yeah, so that's the big thing out of the way. Wanted to promote that because like I haven't been active on Twitter for a few months, and that was kind of the biggest place I had audience reach, so I figured with YouTube still getting good views on the Five Nights at Freddy's videos I make, I might as well talk about it here. Other cool stuff that's happening. Myself and some other students at my school, because if you don't know, I go to school for game development. That's like what some of the higher quality models in here are from, are like showcases from my homework, which tends to be a bit better than the stuff I do for FNAF. Big surprise. But myself and some other students are getting together this summer to make a small mascot horror-esque game. We're not sure how far we'll get in development, just because, you know, we all have stuff to do, and when school starts, we're all gonna not have time to work on it. But we're gonna try to post stuff throughout development, especially as things start to look good. We'll probably show it off a lot more. And then when it releases, if that's gonna be in parts or if there will be a demo, we're not sure yet, but either way, whatever the final release will be, there'll probably be a place for you to buy the game, and all the profits from it will go to a charity or non-profit organization that specializes in helping immigrants in the US. So I have a little bit of that I can show off. This is super early, like early on prototype of it. And I'm actually holding the microphone that I'm using right now, so you're gonna see some amazing one-handed gameplay. But the main gimmick is that it's a normal first-person game where you can walk around and stuff. You can run and crouch, and then you have a gun that's like a toy gun from a shooting gallery, and every time you equip it, you can't move, and the game switches to like shooter gallery controls. And the game takes place in an indoor theme park with animatronics as enemies. They're not all just gonna be bare mechs in the base game, but this is just our model that we're testing with. Super bare bones right now, but this is about like a week or two of progress. And I've been the main person working on in-engine stuff and models, and then others have been doing some cool concept art for the character designs and stuff. So very, very fun stuff. And it's like the style we're going for is kind of like loosely inspired by Source Engine games and stuff, like Half-Life 2, stuff like that. You can kind of see with these guys being made of like a bunch of pictures photo batched together to look like realistic textures, but they're really low poly models. Fun art style to work with which lessens the workload on us. Yeah, this is just the first prototype we've made that actually is like more than just little pods running around. So that's something to look out for. It's called Calamity County. Once we start getting more visuals into the game and it's further along, I'll probably make an itch.io page that people can follow, where we'll be posting devlogs and stuff, and then you'll see everyone who's working on the project, so you can go follow them and see their specific art that they're doing for it. It's just a cool thing we're doing in our free time, so it's not like we're going to be able to commit too much time to it, but whenever we do, that'll be cool, and then eventually we'll have something cool for y'all to play. But closing Unity. Other stuff that's happened, I've officially left GameJolt. I mean, I still have like the games are posted there, but if you go to GameJolt, it'll tell you that you can't download them on GameJolt anymore, and will redirect you to itch.io. If you didn't know, I used to only have my games on itch.io and switched to GameJolt because when I started doing Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, because Five Nights at Freddy's fans usually only use GameJolt and don't go to many other sites looking for fan games. But recently, GameJolt made some crappy policy changes, and a bunch of other FNAF creators moved over here, so I figured it would be a good opportunity to come back. So, if you want to play either of my Five Nights at Freddy's games, or any of my other games, you can find my itch.io page. I recommend using the itch.io app. It's really nice. It automatically updates your games, which is cool, so you don't have to download an ugly zip file and unpack it every time a bug patch comes out. And it has a lot of cool page customization, so all of my games have fun decorated pages that are much more personalized than what's on GameJolt. I got some new renders done for this. Yeah. And then I also have other projects that aren't Five Nights at Freddy's, if anyone cares. Like, I know I've been posting videos of this one. This is just a small little, like, tech demo-y type game, where it generates an island and you can play it, and every once in a while I update it and add, like, a new biome or new animals or something, or a new, like, weather effect. So, it's cool to look at. Not really much of a game though. This is something I made for school. It's a small, like, spooky experience. It's very janky because we had to do it very quick for an assignment, but this is made for a game jam with a few friends. This is like kind of what got me serious about game development and using Unity as an engine. This game and the one that came before, which I made with my friend Ivan. But it's a Plants vs. Zombies fan game, if you guys like that. This one on his account is inspired by the first game, and then the one on my account is inspired by the second. I would say that the gameplay loop is more enjoyable in the one from the first game, just because I didn't know much about game design or scripting when I started this, and this has been cancelled because obviously creating all of FNAF 2, or FNAF 2, PVZ 2, oh my god, it's a lot of work and I don't care that much about it. So, but yeah, and then you can also see all the other games I've done work on that are on itch.io. A lot of Ivan's games, Blood and Gears, which you guys should all check out, it's pretty cool. You should play all of Ivan's games that I've done work on. Rock World is really fun. It's kind of inspired by Getting Over It, but you like dig down instead of climbing up. It's very fun. In orbital scale we did for a game jam. But yeah, fun stuff on itch.io. You guys should play my games here. It's better. And you know, I've got other social medias too. I don't use Twitter anymore. I only go there to kind of try to lure people to my other sites. But I have a Blue Sky. Like, whoa, look at that. That's crazy. What? What? Cool stuff that you guys are missing out on. But yeah, this is another project I've been working on. I don't want to open the Unity file right now, but I probably won't be posting much about this, but it's an original game I've been working on my own. I'm getting a prototype together to pitch it to try to get a small team to help me make it. So that might be something that you hear about later down the line, but it's not really animatronic related, and I know that's what most of my following probably wants to see. Really quick, came back, putting this in editing, recording again, but I realized I should probably mention the thing that y'all are most of you guys are waiting for news on, and that is Night 6 and the finale to FNAF Rewritten 87, so I'm back with some awesome one-handed gameplay to just kind of prove that slowly but carefully I've been making progress on it. Before I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get right to work on it and knock it out at the beginning of summer, but I realized that's how I get burnt out. So I'm taking it slow, aiming for more of a December release window, so it's in line with the FNAF 2 movie, with all the hype about FNAF 2 going on then. That'll be cool. But the main attraction of the update, which is kind of the intro to Night 6, this little free roam section here, the start of it is rough, which I just walked through, but what happens after here is the cool stuff, and it's mostly done. And unfortunately, I do not want to show it all off, so you guys get that. That's all it is. That's all you guys get right now. Closing the editor. But it's working. There's a whole cool setup to, you know, the big event that the game is named after. And you get to witness it. POV. Alright. I don't know where I'm shoving this into the video at, but I just thought it'd be a good idea to mention that, because I didn't do that in the initial recording. But yeah, weird unscripted video where I just yap. Donate and watch the stream. It's gonna be fun. You can get lore and models if you are an animator, or just want to mess around with them, want to see how the game was made, or just want to see the animations up close. Like, you know, people usually don't get a good chance to look at Foxy's animations, and they're, let's see, which ones are, oh my goodness, it's lagging. But some of them include multiple animations. I thought I renamed these. I'll go back and do that. But like, this one includes his animation for entering the hallway, his animation for leaving the hallway, his jump scare. But I couldn't get all of them working for everyone, so. But if you want to look at all the animations up close, some of them are funny without proper perspective or stuff blocking them. So. And you'll only get to see them if you donate. And yeah, so once the Once the goal is reached, there'll be free download for everyone. You just come to my profile, and then you can find them here. They're all ready to go. I tested them beforehand. Yeah, very cool. Cool stuff. Play my games, donate, download my models, have fun, have an awesome summer. There's a if you guys are familiar with the YouTube channel Fearful Harmony, run by Toadbup, it's like a kind of podcasty thing where they talk to indie horror creators and stuff, and something that I worked on with them might be showing up soon, so keep an eye on that channel if you care about anything I have to say. But you know, if I've talked too much and I'm annoying now, that's okay. Alright. Play my video games. Goodbye.